I'm going to talk about commissions, how much money that you can expect to make during the AEP. Now, I'm going to go through this, and I'm not sure if my sound and my lighting is correct today, but it's not correct often, and these are whiteboard trainings. This is training, so don't worry about it. I'm worried about it enough. I'm a perfectionist. But anyhow, I want to talk to you about how much money you can expect to make during the AEP. This is a 52-day period. I believe I'm correct there. Of course, you have days off, weekends or whatever, but I don't know how I calculated that, but that's what the number I've always used. I got 52 days to be successful throughout this AEP. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to say, and I want to break this into 4 categories. Again, how much money can I make during the AEP? So the first category is your Medicare, and that, I want to divide this up into 4. That Medicare is, let's see, you can make, let's say you do 20, let's say that the average commission is $250. Oh boy. So the average commission is $250 for a Medicare plan. That's not accurate exactly. That's a little low ball, but let's just use that number. I'd rather be low than high. Medicare Advantage is just about there. Medicare supplements are often higher. If I can do 250 units, okay, I can do, I'm screwing this all up. If I can do 100 units, 100 of these Medicare Advantage or Medicare supplements, okay, so at 100, I'm at $25,000. Oh, but I can't even write correctly this morning. $25,000. Okay? And let's underline that because that's the money right there. $25,000. Now, I'll qualify that by saying you can expect this to stay on the books 4 years. Some will stay on longer and some will fall off. But just let's use 4 years and just say that's it. There'll be nothing beyond that and nothing before that. That would be simply times 25,000 times 4, which is $100,000. So potentially that's worth $100,000. Pretty simple math there. 100 of these in a 52-day period. That should be what a hard worker could expect to produce. That's a good worker. So that's somebody, and we're talking commissions for somebody that's independent and generating 100% of their own commission dollars. Not somebody that's getting a bunch of leads, which is great. God bless you. But that's just, I'm using the full commission calculation here. So now in the second of the 4 quadrants, I want to say you can produce somehow I'm going to go with the black here. 1 annuity. That 1 annuity should generate for you, I would say in the neighborhood, and let's go back to the green here, $7,000. Typical annuity for me is around $100 and some $1,000. Commissions are 6.5%, 7%-ish, somewhere thereabouts, maybe 6%. So that's pretty simple, right? Very simple numbers. That's the second of the 4 quadrants. So you can see we're at $107,000 now. This is in a 52-day period. The third, I want to put final expense. So the third is final expense. Now I'm not going to give you much credit. I'm going to say you can only get a handful of these. As a matter of fact, over that period of 52 days, I'll say that you can generate 7 sales. So 7 sales, okay? Now the average commission, or let's go with this. The average premium being $50, $50 monthly premium. You just want to grab with the low-hanging fruit here. Well, no, actually you want to get more than the low-hanging fruit, because if you can't sell the Medicare, you're going to spin off and get the final expense. So you need to work at this. This is not grabbing low-hanging fruit. The annuity is the low-hanging fruit, and that's why I only have 1. And you're probably not going to capture that in the AEP. It's probably going to close after the AEP. You're just going to get the information and set it up now. So this is $600 in annual premium, $600 in annual premium at typically 110% commission, which is 600. Let's go back to the green, the money. That's $660 times 7 is, let's see, $5,250. I think. No, it's not. I'm looking at the wrong number there. 4,620. That's the bottom line. $4,620. So again, that's $660 times 7 sales. What a mess I'm making of this board. That's just the way I roll, baby. All right. The last column is the hospital indemnity. All right. And this is important. Anybody has a Medicare Advantage as a prospect. I'm going to say that you can capture, let's see, 25 of these sales. So this is 25 hospital indemnity sales, okay? The average premium is $35 a month. So that's the average monthly premium. And this is really important that you get this down with this hospital indemnity. It's very, very important. Let's see. So $35 a month. That's $420 in annual premium at times a 50% commission. Some are higher, some might be lower, but this is definitely an average. Some you can get 60 points, I think, on some of these, 65 maybe. That's $210. So I'll go here, $210 times 25. Again, $210 times 25 of these. So you got to get these. If somebody has a $350 a day copay at the hospital, this solves that problem. You got to get these sales. This turns out to be 25 of these at $210. This one is the $5,250. So what we're going to do here, and let's make this simple. We've got 4 numbers that we can total up that we potentially are going to generate in revenue during this period. And I believe that this is possible for everybody. This is not unrealistic. You need to hustle. You need to be out there on the road. But let's add these numbers up because I clearly can't add anything in my head right now. So I got 107,000 plus the 4620 plus the 5250. That should generate, you should be looking in the range, the range of $116,870. $116,870. That's why you need to get up and get active and generate a lot of activity, generate a lot of sales, generate a lot of commissions, because this is the time where basically you can, in a 52-day period, that's 2 months time, less than 2 months, you can make that type of money, and it's realistic. So let's review. I butchered this. Oh well. Medicare, we're going to look at 100 Medicare at $250 a piece, 25,000 we expect, and it's realistic that that's going to stay on the books. It's not unrealistic at all. That's why people get in the Medicare business. $100,000. You can do more than 100. You can do 200. You can do 300, depending on your system, depending on how much lead activity you have, potentially. All right, and also depending on how good you are and how hard you work is the bottom line. Final expense, 7 final expense at $660 commission or $50 monthly premiums, $4,620. You can do more than that. Okay, every person that doesn't buy a Medicare product, you immediately go to the final expense. The annuity is $7,000, one annuity. You can grab that. You're probably not going to close this into AEP, but you should. If you sell 100 Medicare Advantage, one of them is going to have some money. Come on. You got to be on your game and you got to work hard. And then your hospital indemnity. And if you look at this, these are easy sales. These are lay down sales. Very, very easy. You'll make more potentially here than you will at the final expense. They've got good renewals as well. So you'll make a decent check in the future on these, and they'll stick. So if you're a Medicare agent, and this is interesting because I did an interview with Dave Duford about final expense, and they're going for the higher premiums. If you're a Medicare agent, you just want to keep the premium low, keep that thing on the books. Now, depending on how good you are, but you don't want to sell those high premiums and get into that 70% or 75% retention thing. You don't want to have 75% retention on your business and have all those chargebacks. Keep your premiums low, and that business will stick at 90%, 95% even if you're doing, and I'll do a lot of replacement type business. I don't want to generate a lot of new business on the final expense. And then again, the hospital indemnity. That's it. We're going to cut it off right there. That's the kind of money you can make right there, $116,870. We'll see ya.